Hello everyone, it's Parker, and in my opinion, The Princess and the Frog is a really good and underrated Disney movie. It's not perfect by any means, but it's still pretty good and definitely deserves a sequel. But what if I told you I had a connection to Pixar? And it's not just because John Lasseter was a higher up at Disney at the time, but The Princess and the Frog was actually kind of meant to be a Pixar movie. Disney tried to do some things with the Frog Prince fairy tale, but they hadn't really gone anywhere. In the early 2000s, Disney was thinking about adapting a book called The Frog Princess about a girl who kisses a frog and turns into a frog. And then also in the early 2000s, Pixar was thinking about adapting The Frog Prince. Ralph Eggleston, who directed For the Birds, came up with a pitch set in gangster era Chicago. And then shortly after this was pitched to Pixar, John Lasseter suggested both for Disney and Pixar setting the story in New Orleans because it was his favorite city. Now, I do want to say that, both movies were merged, basically, but it did end up being a Disney movie. However, and then at Pixar, Pixar was also developing a movie set in New Orleans, and so basically the Frog Prince idea and the New Orleans idea were combined, but eventually the project was dropped from Pixar, and John Lasseter brought it to Disney to be in full development there, and John Clements and Ron Musker, who directed Aladdin and The Lion King, directed Aladdin and The Little Mermaid, were to helm. And so, I always thought The Princess and the Frog kind of felt a little bit like a Pixar movie with Disney elements. So this makes a lot more sense now that I think about it. Just a little fun fact that I learned. And I do wonder what it would have been like if it was a Pixar movie. So, bye.